music with a like I want to call it the fan remix.
Mm-hmm.
A remix with the fan warp. So
Yes.
I'm sure we could do that. Hello, thank you for joining me.
Good morning.
Everybody, this is Angela, Cartomancy, Mesquite. This is Deb. Hi, Deb. I'm Taro Stash. Jamie's not here. Oh, Jamie's not here. I could use my tiny hands.
Oh, okay.
I'm Taro Stash. Everybody, please like and subscribe. Show us some love. I know if you're watching the playback, it's all good. And I don't have that. This is a casual. This is a casual. This is our opportunity to get to know Angela.
Yes.
So there you go. Let's say hi to a few people. Yeah. Angela. Angela.
Yes.
I'm not touching you. I can do this,
Oh, that's easier for me because then everybody's just up here.
Well, okay, we'll do that. Taro Stash is here. Hello, Taro Stash. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Good morning, Taro Stash.
It's like I know you. I don't know what's up with that. There you go. Ooh, Purple Elephant. Deb H is here.
Oh my goodness, I might know her.
You think
Do you know her? Tell us what's in her cup.
Coffee, plain, ordinary coffee.
Yes, but what brand?
I don't know. Whatever's
on sale.
Yeah, whatever's on sale, that's what I drink.
Or whatever Mr. brings home.
He doesn't drink. He drinks. Don't tell anybody. He drinks instant coffee.
I mean, he still has good taste. He's with you.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Angela, what's in your coffee? Or what's in your cup? Angela, what's in your coffee? Angela, what's in your cup?
Hibiscus tea.
Is this tea that you've made or?
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Oh, yeah. I make my own tea. What do you do, Gerald? Do you grow your own coffee beans?
Yeah, we have 3 cabinets with tea.
So it's okay. Explain. I'm putting you on the spot. Hibiscus tea.
Uh-huh.
So hibiscus and what?
It's a blend of things. I have some black tea in there, some pico. I just make it to where it makes me feel good. Being a kitchen witch, I just kind of put it all together, and when it smells good and tastes good, that's when it's good.
There you go. Well, isn't that how the more powerful people operate? You follow all of your senses.
Yes.
At least that's what I think. So.
That's what I do.
When I had the big C, COVID, Angela brought me a jar of tea that she made, and on the label it says immunity. Immunity. And I know she made it because the bags are homemade.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and when COVID first started, this is filmed in 2023. COVID started in 2020. I know we may have forgotten that when everybody was in lockdown, but I was doing some tinctures to help boost immunity and to help with overall well-being. So yeah, I get it. So
that's what I did.
Yep. So Pamela Batchelor is here. Hi, Pamela. Pamela's probably going between 2 shows.
She probably is.
Here.
Tell Jane we said hi.
Yes, tell Jane we said hello. And when you're watching the playback, people, thumbs up, because that helps. That helps
the algorithm,
all that stuff. The A word, the algorithm.
And put any comment in. Any comment will help the algorithm.
Absolutely. Maruda is here. Hi, Maruda.
Good morning, Marita.
Maruda, I hope you're well. And Calla Lizzie is here, and it's much too early for this, you guys.
Yes, it is.
It is. Yeah. And so the next time that I am with these two amazing people, it will probably start around noon. And before we are finished today, we'll schedule something else. We'll get it on the calendar. So, and
Well, if memory serves, you are busy today, aren't you? Do you have other things you're doing later on today?
no,
No.
I picked this time because it was close to when you were doing your show. Because I think what would be really fun, and this is just me, because I've had my half cup of coffee, iced coffee with milk. I think it would be fun. Let's do a live on your show, and then do a live on my show, and then do a live on Angela's show, like back to
That
back.
works for me.
Oh, I like that.
So, oh, you heard it here first. Everybody go over and like and subscribe to Angela, Cartomancy, Mesquite.
Mm-hmm.
Ring the bell, be notified. But so we'll figure that out.
Yes, we are going to need more coffee.
Yes. Spirit Tribe Talks with Deborah is here. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Deb. I think it's Deb, too. Good to see you. Gerald is Juan Valdez. Gerald Valdez.
You have a burro?
Do I have a broom?
A burro.
A burrow. Oh, a burrow. I do not have a burrow. But I would need one.
You would need one.
Conversation about Juan Valdez?
Huh?
I've had this conversation about Juan Valdez with somebody recently.
I think so. It rings a bell.
It may have been with you on those silly casual.
It may have been.
Wow, Calla Lizzie, that's good. Juan Valdez was a coffee community organization. Was the person for that. So
it's funny that he was like a spokesperson but never said anything.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're a good spokesperson, you don't need to do that.
That's true.
Just your presence. Like everybody sees, Colonel Sanders, they know exactly what he's advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
For those of you who, have a memory, was it back in the 90s when the hot dog, the taco, the Chihuahua for Taco Bell?
Oh, yeah.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. Yes.
All right.
And the funniest one was the here lizard, 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 when he was calling the lizard.
I don't remember that one. Okay.
I would not have lizard tacos. That's just me personally.
You had lizard tacos in Texas?
I would not have them. They make tacos out of almost everything here.
Tacos is just, tacos is just something in a shell.
In a tortilla. It doesn't even have to be a shell, just a tortilla.
And I really like tortillas. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
They're a great delivery system.
Yes, they are.
Plucky Heroine is here. Good morning, Plucky Heroine. This is Angela. Angela's here. There you go. And Deb. No, there you go. Oh, look. Ms. Stream
68er.
Good to see you. Thank you. By the way, I recently unblocked a certain destroyer of tarot on my channel because I wanted to be able to see when they showed up. And when I went to that stuff on my YouTube studio, there's like 6 different channels with that.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. Yep. You and Hershey are lurking. Are you flipping between shows? Because I did go over to Jane and gave a thumbs up. Look, Twisted Sushi is here. Quantum Love for All. Hello. Good to see you. Chat just jumped. Love it. And Maruta is feeling great. Thanks, Cheryl. The reading last night gave me frame of mind. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Gerald has great readings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You should
wonderful.
always hit his notification bell, and so that you'll know whenever he's on, and be able to follow him and his readings.
Thank you. That means a lot. I am over the last 10 years, I have been recognizing that I am a good reader. So, okay.
And modest too.
Thanks. Okay. Maruta has a question. Ask about the Mesquite in your channel name. I don't have Mesquite in my channel name. And I don't think Deb has Mesquite in her channel name. I'm just looking, but
No.
Angela does. Angela, tell us about your channel name. And I'm going to do the thing everybody hates and embiggen you so that people can see.
Okay, Mesquite is the town that I live in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We lived back in the 1850s here. It amazes me that we actually have internet, because these people just don't really accept things like that here.
So wait a minute. 1850? How old are you? You look really good. I mean, if you were back in 1850, holy mackerel, do you see that?
Well, that's just the era in which the town lives.
Okay. The era. Oh gosh. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I will take you out of that. Calla Lizzie said, I bet he's got a sombrero. I do not have a sombrero.
Really?
So, oh, there you go. Pamela said, Jane and Terry said, say hi to you too. That's cool. And again, everybody watch the playbacks. Watch this playback, please do.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Hershey is with me today, so she's lurking here.
Oh, cool.
How fun. Oh, and Calla Lizzie's right. Juan Valdez spoke with his eyes.
True.
That's true.
Iguana tacos?
I'm sure that you can find them.
Lizard tacos is a bridge too far for me. Yeah.
I would think probably closer to the border, you would be able to find them.
Oh, yeah.
On the border? Oh. Tortoiseshell Moon Kathy is here. Hello. And by the way, everybody who joined Monday or Tuesday for the Terror of the Stashway, thank you. That was so good. That was so good. And
It was a good discussion.
it was a really great discussion. And again, best chatters ever. So Hershey has Jane up, and I pulled you up. So we're watching both, multitasking. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, it was a really good show. It was, and I learned so much stuff when we have those conversations. So so Angela,
Mm-hmm.
tell us about your spiritual journey a little bit.
Well, as a kid, I didn't really buy into the religion thing, but I found I had an affinity for animals, plants, and pretty much everything. So it's been mostly a shamanic path.
Okay.
And that kind of drug me into other things like, mixing herbs and healing and what have you. And then about the time I turned 12, I started reading cards.
Okay. Okay. So you are essentially, you're an overachiever because you
Yes.
started reading cards so early.
Yes, and I'm ridiculously overeducated and things like that. I mean, well, I'm a Reiki master teacher. I have a degree in religion.
Okay.
Which is why I really don't go with religion at all anymore.
Okay. So is it what type of degree, religious degree? Is it like a divinity or something?
Yes,
or?
in divinity.
Okay.
And I went to a Christian college.
Okay. Pam, what was your first tarot deck? Do you remember?
Yeah, I can show you one of them. Where'd they go?
Okay. and beginning. Zolar's Astrological Tarot.
Yes. These are older than dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty old.
Yeah. This one's from 63.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that is, if I that person has written a lot of books about astrology and things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Pamela Batchelor said, I'm working with the Shining Tribe Tarot this month. And oh, cool, Pamela, how do you like it?
Mhm.
And because Deb asked, what is the Shining Tribe? The Shining Tribe is a tarot deck created by science fiction writer and tarot teacher Rachel Pollack.
Wow.
So, and so I'm curious: do you like it, Pamela? What do you think of it? And she said it's a spiritual, earthy, poetic tarot deck by Rachel Pollack. Really poetic and deep seated. Yeah.
Mm.
Are either of you familiar with Rachel Pollack?
I'm not.
No.
Well, here, let me pull up. She wrote this book.
Oh, I've seen that book before. Yeah.
78 Degrees of Wisdom.
Mhm.
And she is a science fiction writer. She's also written comic books. And she has, a whole lot of, here. She's got a whole lot of information, whole lot of books. She just recently passed away. And so she had a very academic and intuitive approach to tarot.
Mhm.
So, and Pamela said, I'm actually blown away by it. I'll never be without it. Ooh, that's good. And I'm noting that. Okay, and Deb asked, is that a person? The cards that you had, the Zoltar?
The Zohar,
Yeah.
I am not even sure. I did not look into them that far, and I'm an intuitive reader, so I just picked them up and started reading.
Oh, okay.
And these were put out by US Games, I believe.
Back in 1963.
Yep.
It's probably one. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Hypnocity is here. Hi,
Oh,
Hypnocity.
hi.
Hypnocity. This is Angela, Cartomancy, Mesquite. Go over and like and subscribe. So, um, Deb, what was your first tarot deck?
I thought in my memory that it was an RWS, but now I've come to believe that it was a Morgan Greer that I just found in a joke shop when I was about, I don't know, 13, 14 years old.
Okay. 13, 14 years old. So just about 30 years ago, right?
We'll go with that.
Let me live my fantasy.
Before that, I was reading a regular deck of cards, which is
cards.
what Cartomancy Mesquite does. She reads regular
Mhm.
playing cards. She has several decks.
I love it. She's like,
reading decks.
Here you go. I've got it. Yeah.
I don't read regular playing cards anymore, although I think I could if I wanted to. I could pick up a deck and be able to read.
Dude, okay. I've not read regular playing cards. I know several people who do. Oh, Jules Niner is here. Hi, Jules. And I am actually just starting a study of some numerology.
Mhm.
And I'm going to put us up like this because this is the book that I'm studying with a friend of mine.
Oh.
And it's a new published book, and I heard about it through Amanat, who created the Iyami Oracle, who was on my channel for the talking about Orisha, who will be back in a couple of weeks.
Oh, good.
That conversation, yes, and we're actually using her deck as a guide for that. So
she is a fountain of knowledge.
and so kind, so generous, a lot of fun. So, and so, oh, Deb said my uncle read playing cards. So, and Pamela Batchelor said my first deck was an RWS yellow box back in the 70s. I didn't understand them at all. No, that's okay. Well, and RWS stands for Rider Waite Smith. Pamela
Yeah.
Coleman Smith is the artist
Yes.
who took the information from, oh, I cannot remember Wright and Waite's names, first names.
I don't remember their first names either.
So
Me neither.
it's okay.
Those 3 original decks, though, that came out of the Golden Dawn were all illustrated by women.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of those original decks were illustrated by women.
And the Thoth Tarot, or Thoth Tooth, whatever you want to call it, oh God, what is her name? Lady Rita, what is the
I
illustration?
can't.
Anyhow,
Angela's probably got a deck there. She can.
probably got it. Lady Frida Harris. Lady Frida Harris, is that right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
okay, Lady Frida Harris. And
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like those pictures. Jules Niner said my granny gave me a tarot deck, a tarot card before she passed. They have been long lost for over 30 years. That would be an amazing thing to
Oh, yeah.
to have. And oh, thank you, Calla Lizzie. And oh, Deb said mine was the Aquarian Tarot in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no clue. No, she also read tea leaves. So I have one of the cups she used. Ooh, Tasseomancy.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That is cool. And Jules Niner said I was like 8 years old. So Andrea's here. Hi, Andrea. So my first tarot deck was the Inner Child deck.
Mm-hmm.
And that was gifted to me. People have watched my channel. They know I got that as a gift. But then my standard tarot is the Robin Wood Tarot. So, and ooh, Twisted Sushi said, I inherited my grandmother's cards, books, runes, etc. Thank you to all grandmothers for passing on your wisdom. Yeah.
We do.
Yes.
Kathy thinks Waite was Edward.
Edward
That
Waite.
sounds right.
That does sound right. Yeah. Kristen Louise is here. Hi, Kristen Louise. Kristen Louise has reached out to me, and I'm going to say this here. We're going to figure out a time when Kristen's not working, so where she can come on my channel and we could do readings together.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. Hi, Kristen. I have not forgotten you. So Deb said, I still have mine, but I learned brighter colors, get my psyche popping. Yeah. Yep. And Calla Lizzie said, my first deck was a Jungian tarot. I had no idea what to do with it. And I didn't read it for many years. Ooh, I'm echoing. Was that you, Deb?
I don't think so.
It's okay. Plucky Heroine said, my mother read Gypsy Witch cards. I'm learning Lenormand, and I have noticed similar imagery. Yes, I have a copy of the Gypsy Witch cards, and my friend Starla is of the Romani lineage. So, but Jules Niner said, I find it interesting that so many of us have been involved in the metaphysical since they were young. Yeah.
Yeah.
That surprised me. So, okay. Kristen Louise is smiling, and she said,
Yes,
no,
she is.
don't. That's good. My first deck was the medieval Scapini. It was like, what the heck do I do with this? And I got rid of it. Okay. So do either of you get rid of tarot decks?
No.
I haven't in many years.
I have no problem with moving on decks. And right now I am enjoying having the collection. What I would like to do is be able to curate the collection a little bit and know what I have so that I can pull from them. So I have the gypsy cards too. Yeah, I haven't read with them. Do you read with them, Angela?
Occasionally, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And good morning, kindness and light. Nice to see you. Welcome
Peace.
to May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes. And my family is all gifted one way or another. Well, that's nice.
Mhm.
I think many of us started looking for the path that we would follow when we were young because, or at least in my case, I wasn't like the people in my family. So even though there is one side of my family that is gifted in a psychic way, they weren't following any path,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's true.
any spiritual path. So I started looking young
Mhm.
because
Sure.
I didn't fit in with what I was surrounded by.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, caught up with that. Calla Lizzie said, I've never gotten rid of a deck. I have a couple of doubles that aren't backups that I'd be happy to pass on. I've passed on, at one point, I released all but one of my tarot collections. Passed them on. It was what I just naturally did. And I thought that was fine. And Calla Lizzie just got it. And Calla Lizzie loves Star Wars. Always have the very first one. Well, and here's the thing: how many of us, when we hear "May the 4th be with you," our automatic response is, "And also with you." Right? I mean, for those of us who grew up Catholic, that was the response that we had. So. Andrea said, my only tarot was given to me 40 years ago. It's the Aquarian Tarot. I only read by seeing the cards like a movie. I've been intimidated since YouTube because I didn't learn individual cards. All right. So I'm going to embiggen myself for this because Deb knows what's coming. The you way to read tarot cards is the right way to read tarot cards.
Mm-hmm.
You do you. Take what works for you. Don't do what doesn't work for you. YouTube is a great opportunity to find out what does work and what doesn't work. Tarot the Stash Way is about, here's how I read them, but you add to it. You bring your experience. And I love the fact that it's a movie. That's actually a really powerful way to read. I think and that's one that in the last really 2 or 3 years, that's what I've learned, and it's added great opportunities for my stuff. So my reading. So Andrea, I'm being supportive. I mean, silly and supportive. So listen to me, silly and supportive. Yes, it is. It is in my house. It was Star Wars Marathon Day. Now my son is grown; he can watch it alone. I still do watch the Mel Brooks spoof Spaceballs today. You got to love some Mel Brooks.
Absolutely.
In Spaceballs, I mean,
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's funny.
it's
It's hilarious. Kathy Tortoiseshell Moon said, my first deck was in 2008-ish. It was Druidcraft. I had no idea. I thought all decks were the same and was surprised it was different from the RWS images I'd seen. Druidcraft and Wildwood, they are so spectacular images, and they have so much. The books are really good too, because I've read both of those, their books. So yeah, that's the call and response. And also with you. There you go. Luckily, my spiritual sisters are teaching me. Well, and lucky for you, you're learning. So, so there you go. It really, everyone really learns the cards over time anyway. As you work with them, you'll develop the meanings they have for you as an individual. Yeah. And oh, here you go. Read intuitively is your way. It's the best way I read. So yeah. Oh, Pia's Life is here. Hi, Pia's Life.
She tried to sneak in.
Yeah, how'd that work for you? Pia, we're talking about first tarot decks. Which was your first tarot deck? And Deb said, I had to put a deck up for a year because I messed up my connection with the cards by reading the book. Oh, see, that's a really interesting thing. April at Tarot and Witchery, or Natural Witchery and Natural Witchery, talks about how she encourages people to get to know a deck. You play with the cards. You put the book away. You don't even read it. You develop your own connection to the cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. Linda Kelser is here. Hi, Linda. Everybody's saying hi to Pia's Life. So Oracle cards are easier to read as a movie. Yes, because they don't have that limitations. So, okay. Boy, I've been talking a lot. I'm going to sip.
Not a bad idea.
So, Angela,
Mm-hmm.
how long have you been reading playing cards?
Since I was 13.
Okay. And what's the thing that you enjoy about the playing cards?
They get to the nuts and bolts of things. They really drill down to, like, okay, you're going to be traveling over water and your car's going to break down, plan on it, pull over. I mean,
Okay.
they really get that detailed.
Yes, and it's similar to Lenormand, isn't it? Isn't there some
Similar, but
connection?
not quite.
Okay.
This is more detailed than Lenormand. Lenormand tells a story, but the way I read the playing cards, it tells you exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. That's very true. I've had a couple of playing card readings, and I've noticed that it's like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's like boom.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. Deb is quietly sitting down there. No ifs, ands, or buts.
She knows. She just had a reading.
I'm agreeing. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And Lisa, doesn't use the book at all. I like the books. If there's an option to buy to buy a deck, or the deck and the book, I always go for the deck and the book, because I really enjoy the idea of understanding the artist and the artist's perspective and additional insight, because I'm always putting stuff in my brain. So I am an overcomplicator. I have a card for that, but I won't pull. Yeah, okay. So I'm an overcomplicator, and sometimes I'm an overthinker.
Oh, extremely. Yeah.
So, but yeah. So,
Yes.
Deb said, I always just read with the cards, and then got on YouTube, and it made me feel like I should. Did not work out for me. Just read with the cards. Yeah.
That's an excellent example of we should do what works for us.
Yep.
Whatever works for me, that's what I should do. I shouldn't try to do something somebody else does, because that's their method. I need to find my own way.
Yes. And I think a good teacher, and I hope that people experience this when they watch Tarot the Stashway, goes, yes, and you could also consider this, and yes. There's really no way to read the cards. And oh yeah, lesson learned. My lesson learned. Well, and I also think it's, Angela, maybe in practice you can share regular playing cards.
Yeah, I will.
There you go. So okay. Okay.
His love.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've bought so many decks, both Oracle and Tarot, and I don't remember the first. Some of the first were knockoff oracles that were included in a crystal purchase when I had no clue what they were. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here you go. The book always makes me second guess myself on what I feel from a card. Then don't read it. And I take that is when that happens for me. If I sometimes, okay, full disclosure, sometimes when I'm reading for myself, I will use the book because I find it challenging to read myself. How do you read for yourself? Do you read for yourself a lot?
I sometimes use the book when I'm reading for myself. I almost never use a book if I'm reading for someone else.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My biggest struggle, Pia said, is believing my intuition, afraid I'll be wrong.
I'd like to talk about that.
Okay.
Imposter syndrome is a real thing.
It is, and I'm putting you here so that you can talk about it.
It's really hard to learn to trust ourselves. So you start small. You develop a relationship with your guides, and you do things like ask, should I wear this shirt or this shirt? What color should I wear today? Or should I take a left or a right when I'm driving? Start small and build the relationship. Once you build the relationship, you'll be more confident in what you get as feelings. But imposter syndrome is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
We probably all go through it at some point, and at some point it will pop back up even after we seem to be having confidence in what we're doing. So don't think that you're alone, because you're not, and just start small and try to bring in your guides for small decisions, small everyday life decisions. And once you build that trust, then you won't struggle with this feeling that you might be wrong, or maybe it's your imagination, or all of those things that we think in our head that are not productive and don't help us. So that's what I wanted to say.
You know, that's Purple Elephant Deb H, and welcome to her TED Talk about imposter syndrome. Well, and I have to say, oh, here, Deb wants to be down there so she can just do it. I agree with you. Imposter syndrome is real, and no, let me rephrase that. Imposter syndrome feels real.
Yes.
And I like how it's like training. It's like anything. You do a little bit, you start off slowly, and then you build.
So, and Pia said that she does feel alone at times, like everyone else knows, and she doesn't. Everyone feels that. Everyone who's genuine feels that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not alone. You have a community here, and you fit in. And if you feel like you're not getting something, or that you're not hearing what you think is right, or that what you're feeling might not be right, it could be wrong, come back to the community, find someone in a chat, or email one of us.
Yeah.
And we will help you to realize that you are not alone, and that your intuition is valid, and it's important, and it means something.
Those are very wise words. And Pia, I'm glad that you're spending time with us in Alive.
Yeah.
I think it's great, because one of the nice things, you know, I have the best chatters on YouTube. I'm just saying, and come for me, argue with me, because I will win. But you know, and I think when people ask questions, I take them very seriously, and I'm going to give you an honest answer. It may come with a bit of a flair, to make a point and to lift the energy, but and those questions are where we learn. We learn from
Mhm.
each other. If you're, this is just Gerald. This is just Gerald saying, if you're watching somebody and you don't feel welcome and you don't like the energy that they have, then don't watch them.
Yes,
Exercise your, it's you. It's your
Mhm.
ability. You don't have to put your energy where you don't want it to go.
exactly.
Yep.
So,
And hi, Heather.
hi Heather. And this is our soapbox, because we're totally don't do that. And if people are watching my stuff and they don't like it, then I go on, move. I mean,
Yes.
Yes, find someone you do vibe with.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. So, yes, Heather is here. Hello, Heather. I like the idea of playing with regular cards, just getting caught. I was highlighting some stuff, and Calla Lizzie said I read the book right away, and then I usually put it down for a bit unless the cards require a book at first to figure out idiosyncrasies. Okay, and Heather has said hello. Hypnocity said, I once asked a successful painter to teach me. He said, no, you have to find your own style. There you go.
Mhm.
That's true of everything.
Yep. Yeah. And Deb makes Hershey read for them. And Heather said, I am too close sometimes to my question. I can't read clearly. I will ask for another clarification. And a lot of times when I'm trying to read for myself and it's hard, it's challenging, it's not a quick read. I have to leave the cards spread out. I
Yeah.
have to write it down. I have to work at keeping that open. So, yeah. Harness your inner high priestess. You have sacred knowledge within you. You just have to learn how to let it out. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I got one point on that. If you get words coming in your head from out of the blue that seem to relate to nothing, say them.
Yep.
Say those words, even write them down. But if they come out of the blue, it's generally a message that you should pay attention to, and it's usually correct. I've never gotten anything wrong that way. If it's words that just come out of the blue that don't relate to anything you're doing or talking about at the time, they relate to something important.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention.
Yeah. Well said. Okay. There's been even, again, best chatters ever. I did see um, Kelly is here, Dozen Cats Wellness, and you may have seen Angela
Mm-hmm.
on with Kelly. You did your readings on Monday, right?
Yes.
So
And I'm going to be on Kelly's show a little bit later in the month, and we're going to talk about, guess what? Communication.
what?
Exactly.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Shocker, huh?
gosh. So okay. I'm just getting stuff. And I have figured out a time Kelly and I are going to be on in a couple of weeks on a Wednesday. So looking forward to that. And Lizzie said, sometimes I leave a spread on the table for a couple of days before I actually understand what it means. I
Yeah.
can be slow sometimes. You can also be methodical
Mm-hmm.
and kind to yourself to just let it be there.
Here's something else too that we do when it's because that makes it hard for us to read for ourselves is we have blind spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So if the card is talking about something that we don't know or don't understand that we're doing, then we may not get the point for a day or two.
Yeah.
Or a month or so. I mean,
Yes.
talking about me. Imposter syndrome points us to areas needing attention and healing.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So Heather is making sure that she's not missed anybody.
Yes. Yes. And she's also putting,
Links in.
yes, thank
Yes.
you.
Because links are listed below. It's good to make the space for it. Yeah. Love you too.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
and we're all getting lots of collabs. That's fun.
Yes.
And you are Andrea's got a good point. And I've taken a picture of the layout to go back if I'm unable to leave the spread out. Yeah.
I've done that.
Dash by. When something is triggering me, I'll pull a card to ask what's below the surface. That's helpful.
Yeah.
That's very helpful. Okay, getting caught up in chat. Deb said, I've had one of my guides since I was 5 years old. That's pretty cool. And Kathy said, I quite like to read the book, to read the artist intention behind the art. See, and that's me. I enjoy that. So, yeah. And Lisa said, validation is very powerful for me. I mean, not doing it for the I told you so. It's the reassurance. It's to reassure myself that my feelings are right. So I'm not second guessing. Well, yeah. So, yeah, when you look with realize, you realize. So,
There you go.
and it's also about feeling your way. Tune into the feeling in your body when you ask the questions.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Linda, that's a really powerful thing because our body actually can point us into what's going on. Absolutely. So, thank
Was
you.
just, oh,
Go ahead.
I was just going to mention Twisted Sushi's question.
Which one? The one
This
that I highlighted?
Probably, since I'm not looking at the ones you're highlighted.
Does tarot affect your dreams at all? Have you ever had a certain card come up in a dream or give a reading in a dream?
Oh yeah.
There you go. Oh, I was washing my cards before, curious if tarot has come into anyone's dreams before. Angela?
Oh yes. Tarot and my playing cards. I'll get a reading in playing cards in my dreams too.
Okay.
They'll just play one right after the other in front of my face.
I don't have that. Oh, look. And Chris, Elemental Cartomancy is here. Hello, Chris. Thanks for being here. Chris, this is Angela Cartomancy Mesquite. She's the lovely person who is right here, right there. That's Angela. We're trying to get her to do more reading. She reads playing cards.
Yep.
So, and okay. And sometimes it turns out that the cards answer the question I didn't ask. I will leave the spread out. Comes to me later what it was trying to say to me. Yeah. Yes, the body is important. My therapist turned me on to the book called The Body Keeps the Score. The body recognizes things even when the brain doesn't immediately. Yes. So.
My guides sometimes talk in cards too. So if I'm getting a reading from someone who's not using cards, they will often see a card.
Say that again. They will be a card?
They will see a card.
Oh, okay.
So I've had readers that don't use cards say to me, do you read cards? And then describe a card.
Okay. Loving Life is here, and Chris loves a bit of playing card reading. So, Andrea's learning to use a pendulum. It can be very helpful. Yes.
It can be.
Oh yeah.
My body kept score for years. I think it gave up at this point. It never gives up. It never gives up. So, Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Enjoying your breakfast. I want to know what you're having for breakfast. What I noticed is that the question is very important. How I ask. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned because there will be a Tarot the Stash Way about asking the questions, how to frame the questions. So,
Mm-hmm.
and Kathy said, "There's no such thing as silly questions. Chances are there's lots of people wondering the same thing. This community is very supportive. Tarot is particularly good at holding space for people." Thank you.
That's true.
Absolutely. Yes.
So a lot of imposter syndrome stuff, and yes, if something pokes my shadow, I should get in the habit of pulling a card on it.
Uh-huh.
Pulling a card on it, looking at the card, journaling about it. Yeah. I think higher vibrational consciousness is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh, homemade chocolate croissant.
Oh, come on over.
That would be really good with my iced coffee.
Yes, and
My hot coffee.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. And okay, so started using cards because it made others more comfortable. And for me, people have heard me say before, using the cards is it's a gateway, it's a doorway, it's a key to open things. So Cartomancy is a lot of fun, just beginning to work with regular playing cards. Well, Angela happens to be doing this for a number of years. What was the one of the best ways that you learned to read regular playing cards?
A friend of mine, his mother read regular playing cards, and she taught me. I sat down with her time after time after time until I really got it down.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. So it was an old method. This method that I use, I can't find any other method that matches it. It's totally different.
So essentially, there's no book, and you're just going to hoard the knowledge, and
yes,
you need to be creating a series of videos. No pressure. You need to create a series of videos on your channel, Cartomancy Mesquite, about reading.
I guess I could do that. If enough people bug me, I probably would. Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, I'm not going to say, just go over and like and subscribe to her channel, and leave comments on her community tab about creating videos about learning playing cards. You can't say that to me, right?
Yep.
Okay. We have a question from Heather. Can you recommend any practices where you can learn how to give a reading with just one card?
If I were going to do that, I would just pull the card and then sit there and contemplate it. Just wait for the information to come. Kind of like a mediumistic reading. I've done those before, where the story just plays itself out once you get the initial bit of information from the card.
Yes. I think for me, Heather, reading one card can be challenging because for me, the tarot is about context. So the question that you pose or what you're thinking about while you draw the card is very important. You can do that. There's one card readings. The clarity that you have is very important with the question, because the cards play off of each other. I personally like to do 3-card pulls.
Yeah.
Because it just gives me it puts me on there. It gives them a reference. Kellyanne Maddox does amazing 1-card riffs. She can talk for 45 minutes off of one card. It's amazing. Kellyanne Maddox is a YouTube content creator, also an author. So But can you do a reading with just one card? You can do a reading with just one card, but I always like at least two so they can work together.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts on this, Deb?
About reading with just one card, I tend to like to have at least 3 cards, but one card can give you a lot of information.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a situation where you're needing to just read one card, make sure you're very clear on the question and that your intent is to get the entire story from one card. So you can do what, like what Angela said, it gives you kind of a springboard into a whole reading.
Yes. Heather clarified, I'm in the Sisterhood of Mystic Tarot, and we need to learn how to read with just one card. And it's quite challenging because of time constraints.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think with something like that, time constraints are important. And I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not.
You scared it away by saying it.
I scared it away. I'm like, I'm not going to sneeze. But yeah, I mean, and so I think the time is an issue.
It is an issue.
But it's also, and Calla Lizzie also said, maybe your one card will play off of the other cards that the readers pull. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that I enjoy doing when I do readings. If Angela, Deb, and I were doing readings, I would, you've all seen me do readings where there will be positions and then each person will read a card for that position, but the total reading are those 3 positions, and that's how it works. And then you can have a moment where somebody can link them together, or they build off of each other. So
I think that that's the most helpful thing about reading with one card, is that all of the cards make one cohesive reading.
Yes.
So you might approach it that way, Heather. Just have in your mind that you want your cards to be a part of the story, so that when you draw one card, it fits with everyone else's card.
Mm-hmm. Well, and yeah, I mean, and yeah, 7 people. Does everybody need to read, or can you rotate who reads for what? So, by the way, just to be very clear, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. So, just thoughts.
One thing Calla Lizzie says, that they've seen us do that, read cards together and be able to make one cohesive reading. That happens on its own. We aren't actually trying to do that. That happens organically, and that's when. So Heather, get a good enough relationship with these ladies that you have connection with them, so that you end up having a cohesive reading.
Yeah. And I think I enjoy that when, like 3 of us or 4 of us are reading and the messages are very similar.
But that tends to happen organically. We're not trying to do it.
Oh yeah. No. There's no forcing it. Is just what happens. And it would be, Angela, you could be reading playing cards. Deb could be reading Oracle, and I could be reading tarot. And lo and behold, we're all getting the same download information. And that's something that just happens.
Yes.
So, it happens completely naturally. Yep. Yes.
I wanted to just quickly, because I'm not sure and I haven't been looking at your what you've got. Andrea asked about how do you choose a pendulum?
Yep. Got it. Thank you.
And I don't choose a pendulum. My pendulums choose me.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in person and look at pendulums and have a conversation with my guides with the pendulum while I'm in the store, and the pendulum is that wants to come home with me is the one that does.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you use pendulums, Angela?
Yes, I do. And quite often, if I don't even have a pendulum around, I will make one. I'll just choose something small that I relate to, like a sewing needle that I've used for years. And I'll put that on a thread and I'll ask my questions. I'll use that as a pendulum.
Very kitchen witchery of you.
It's a habit.
Well, and it's a good habit. Never break that.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, Heather said it's pushing me out of my comfort zone and I'm up for the challenge. So,
Good for you, Heather.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Ooh, and Lisa reads Heather's paintings.
Oh,
Are you making those into an oracle deck, Heather? And,
You should.
yeah, I love it. What was that, Deb? Say that again.
You should make an oracle deck with your paintings, Heather.
There you go.
not that anybody's telling you what to do.
Yeah. Well, no, this is for entertainment purposes only.
It is.
You know.
It is.
Tell
But
me.
it would be I think you would enjoy it, and I think that other people would enjoy it as well.
Mhm.
Hypnocity said my pendulum drew me to it. I've also had the same experience where it's like picking crystals.
Mhm.
Crystals pull me in, the energy. So, and Andrea said, one card a day provides a wonderful story. Choose a time frame and pull one card and then set a timer and do a 10-minute free write. I've done it for a week and also a month, and that's really good. And I also think it's important to document when you're doing those one card readings, because then you can look back at the week.
Yes.
So, yeah, there you go. Ooh, Heather's painted oracle deck.
Pressure.
No pressure. No pressure. She's
No
probably gone at this point. She's run. She ran away. I have a hard time with my pendulum 50-50, and it's usually wrong, or rather it's like my guides are playing with me. It is you need to learn it.
Yes.
And how they work. Yeah.
And to build a trust situation.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's got to be some pendulum classes available, or some things on YouTube about how to use a pendulum. So,
I would think so. I haven't searched any out, but I would think there would be.
yeah. I mean, is that something that let's see, wait a minute. Is that something that could be on Cartomancy Mesquite's channel?
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
You heard it here first, people. No press. No press. Ann Forte said, just as when I do a 3-card reading from one deck, repeat with another deck, and I'm given the same message. Natural occurrence happens unconsciously. Yeah.
Yes.
And I actually like using multiple decks in a spread, especially if it were in real life.
Mhm.
I will do the same spread, the same positions with different decks for different aspects of that.
Mhm.
And Lisa's used that. The needle and pendulum. The collective one-day pull, quick write, provide amazing information. Cool. Okay. And Heather has been, trying to figure out how to make it work. You're welcome. I'm glad you see it as support, because that's what we're talking about.
Yes.
Been throwing images around and trying to play with the keywords, etc. on Canva. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I know this is off subject, but 4 horses have died at Churchill Downs before The Derby. Oh God, that's right. Is the Derby Saturday? Kentucky Derby. When is the Derby?
It's close. It's probably Saturday.
That does sound suspicious, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It sounds like they're pushing the horses too hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go, puppy. I find when I spend time with my pendulum, treat it with respect by asking it to show me yes and no, and then asking if I can ask it other questions.
Yeah.
So, well, and that's something that one of the things that I have done is when I get a pendulum, I do a cleansing with it, but then I carry it around with me. And the first pendulum I bought, here's a funny little story. First pendulum I bought, I had it on my person for like a month, and I was out cutting the grass and I lost it. Next year I found it.
When it was time.
When it
Yes.
was time. It was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. It was incredible. And I still have that one. Plucky Heroine said, my favorite pendulum and mineral is labradorite. Labradorite is good.
Yes, it is.
Nice and energetic.
Yes, psychic jumps. Callie Healer is here.
Morning, Callie
Good
Healer.
morning, Callie Healer. And Callie, as he said, I always suspected crook owners. Did too much Dick Francis, yeah. So
Michelle loves being part of the Woo Woo Club.
woo woo. We call ourselves like the train or something like that. Woo woo. Sorry, I'm showing my age, aren't I?
When I first started my channel, somebody told me we all do woo differently. So
Yeah.
find out how you do woo and do that.
I love that. I love that. It's like, find out how you do woo and you do your woo. Okay,
Yes.
That's just too much fun.
woo. I love that. Can you hear that? You know, oh, that could be a hardcore metal song.
It could be.
There you go.
It could
And
be.
the Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club.
I like that.
I do too. Liz should start a channel by that name.
I'm writing that down because, you know, I like that. And maybe the next time the three of us are together, we could be the Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club.
There we go.
Hershey has made an appearance.
Love that. Okay. I just wrote that down, so you know it's going to happen. Hershey's here. Hello, Hershey. Positive vibes to everyone stopping in to say hi. Thank you. And I love it. You know, going to the metaphysical store for tools. Does that mean we'll have a video about what you've got? What you found?
That would be fun.
You know, and yes, you are purchasing responsibly. That's cool. That's cool. Love that. So, yeah, the Woo Woo Witchery and Coffee Club. Now I can't find my thumbnail. That's a great name for a show. It is. So, so May the 4th, we have talked for an hour and 9 minutes. And I have, May the 4th be with you for those of you who are watching. I actually have, if Ben from Beneficial Tarot is watching, I have seen these movies. I actually own these movies on VHS as well. How fun is that? Yes, and here you go. And also with you. You're right, Michelle. Love it. Colette Barron Reed has trademarked the Woo-iverse.
I like that.
The The woo of those. Yeah. Oh, here you
That's not hard to say or anything either.
No.
Yeah, Andrea said, Angela, your channel may have maybe have some classes.
Okay.
You know, you do you. You do you. So
You
or-
should go watch some Star Wars or Spaceballs.
that's
I
good.
think I have that one.
I mean, you know, I mean, you gotta love a good Mel Brooks film.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I brought this to show. This is something that that I purchased from Sunset Bow, her Etsy shop. It's a cute little baby Yoda who I've not seen any of those movies, but I thought, oh, isn't that cute?
That is cute.
Isn't that adorbs? So
Kristen Louise hasn't seen a Star Wars movie since the Jar Jar Binks movie. I only watched the 3 that came out in the 70s.
Yeah, me too.
And I have not seen any of the rest of the series.
Mm-mm.
I've seen a couple of them. I stopped after Jar Jar Binks, and I don't remember what that one. And I don't know the Mandalorian. So
That's the one with the baby Yoda.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah. So okay, and so one of the things that's really important is with Star Wars, because you know Star Wars, it's weird because it's actually this is episode 4, 5,
5 and 6.
the original way that they're done. So one of the things that I would love to do is I'd love to be able to watch this, you know, Star Wars 1, 2, 3, you know, in story chronology.
Yes.
So, and it's like okay, but then you know watch them in release order because you know, I mean, when did these originally come out? 76?
Yes, was the first one.
So 76, and now here we are with what can you do with a green screen? Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely anything.
I do remember when they were talking about the new Star Wars, going back to 3. I don't know if it was 3, 2, or 1, whatever they did. But but they were talking about how they had to slow some things down in the CGI so that it would look like it progressed appropriately. So it's like, oh, with all the deleted scenes.
I'm guessing that Hershey was born in 1976.
Oh, really? Why would you say that?
It was a good year, though.
There you go. Oh, and Heather is having a moment.
Who's Hayden Christensen?
Hershey was born in 76. So there's a group of us that are also asking our guides to work with each other's guides over time, becoming interesting and fun. Oh, yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
And Pamela said, I'm in the Wildwood all the time. Druidcraft is my moonwork deck. So, yeah. I was 6 years old when the first Star Wars came out.
Oh, good. Hypnicity doesn't know either. Oh, Anakin Skywalker. I see.
Okay.
So, Darth Vader. Anakin Skywalker became
Don't give a
Darth Vader.
spoiler alert.
Well, 1976.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen it by now.
Okay, so here's something that I found out is that um, listening to Hero with a Thousand Faces, the story of Joseph Campbell, and then there was Joseph Campbell in conversation, and they talked about the hero's journey, and basically the hero's journey is these first three Star Wars films.
Yes.
And so if you don't know if you don't know what the hero's journey is, do an internet search, and it's really interesting how that works, because that's a story that's been the hero's journey, male or female, is told over and over and over again. It's such a standard story, and it's like the Matrix is the hero's journey. So yeah, Joseph Campbell was such an interesting man. Yes. And Jamie.
Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Here. Hi, Jamie. So, Michelle said I was about to graduate from high school. So, disco. So, Anakin Skywalker was smoking hot before he was Voldemort or Vader. Vader. I'm crossing the streams, aren't I?
Yeah, a little bit.
There might be an interruption in the space-time continuum.
There you go.
So we're okay to spoil something from 1976. Yeah, Joseph Campbell. Are either of you familiar with Joseph Campbell?
Vaguely. Yeah.
Vaguely.
It's been a while. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, and I would imagine, and Hypnocity is correct. Every generation has their heroes and their version of a hero's journey.
Yes.
And okay, so Crossing Streams, the Star Wars meets Voldemort, a la the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That could be really interesting, couldn't it?
It could be. That might be a fun discussion.
That could be good. That can be one Angela can host, but I'd probably, I would probably have to rewatch them. Well, and then let's put in, Tolkien.
We could, yes.
Lord of the Rings, same thing. So, a bunch of Campbell's papers are kept and studied nearby. Ooh, that's cool. And yeah, big on archetypes.
Who would win, Voldemort or Vader?
Yes.
I'm going to have to go with Vader on that one.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
Because it was a long time ago in a galaxy far away. So Vader's been working it a little longer than Voldemort.
So you say. I love it. We have Vader, and then Lone Ranger to the rescue for Batman. Yes.
That would be interesting.
Vader would win. Yeah. Yep.
Voldemort needs a wand, and Vader just does this.
I love it. Wait a minute. What does he do?
But without the facial expression, because he has on a mask. So it's
well, okay. And so would it be like this? Would it be like this with tiny hands if Vader had tiny hands?
Jamie's out there.
She's lurking.
Yes, she is.
It's funny. It's Vader. Oh gosh. Oh, there you go. Voldemort would take out Vader, I think.
Voldemort
needs Harry. Does Vader need Luke?
No.
I you know, I would think so, because there's still a link, isn't there? He took off his mask for him. Spoiler alert.
Well, but he died as soon as he took his mask off.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, sorry, Jamie, avert your gaze. The Holographic Universe. Michael Talbot was my gateway book. I don't know that book. Do you know that
I
book?
don't either.
Holographic Universe?
Sounds fascinating, though.
It is.
The theory of two.
Theory of two. Vader is Luke's father, but
See, I'm not the only one
Voldemort is Luke's uncle.
Is he? Is Luke's uncle?
That's what I'm crossing streams, Deb. Crossing streams. Help me out here. Help me out. Wouldn't that work?
Voldemort has a sibling?
Well, yeah, it's Vader. It's Anakin Skywalker. Help me here. And they are, quantum physics. There you go. Quantum physics. Oh, it's quantum physics, holographic universe. Okay. Love me some quantum physics.
Mhm.
Okay, so Vader and Voldemort are brothers.
Okay.
And let's say the Lord of the Rings, it was a third cousin, that the family doesn't talk about.
Sauron?
Oh, well, there you could be. Did we lose you, Angela?
Absolutely.
But I think that, for those of you who are watching, give us the lineage to link all of the, to cross these streams.
They're trying.
I love it. And Ray
Working on it.
Oh my God. I love it.
This is Michelle said this is wrong on so many levels.
I know, and doesn't that make
it would send a nerd over the edge.
Don't talk about us like that. Oh, where's Gandalf? Gandalf is one of the teachers.
He would have to be, but after he became Gandalf the White.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, because then Gandalf the White could deal with quantum physics, right? Because that works.
Hypnicity said Gandalf must be Yoda's cousin.
Oh, okay.
Gave up and went to the pub.
Yoda's cousin. Yeah, and then he gave up and went to the pub. That's good.
Oh, Kristen Louise has an eye appointment.
Bye. I'll see you next time. Oh my gosh. Oh, PBS played Campbell series. Oh, take me back to the days when media Yeah. Good thing my nerdy daughter hasn't climbed out of bed and can't hear this. She works in the film industry.
Oh yeah, she'd possibly have a nervous breakdown.
Mhm.
Could be. Oh, there you go. We're all blended family.
Yes, we are.
There you go. Gandalf is taking everything and everyone out except for Merlin.
Interesting. Gandalf.
Oh.
Yes.
Spock is Voldemort's cousin twice removed. I love that.
Yes, because we did forget Star Trek, didn't we?
We forgot Star Trek, and maybe the Oracle from the Matrix is I cannot remember Whoopi Goldberg's character in Star Trek's The Next Generation.
Oh, Guinan.
Yes, maybe they're the same person.
They might be.
Mhm.
I love the Oracle in the Matrix.
I do too.
She's all that and a cup of tea.
Yep.
Yeah, all that and a cup of tea.
Yes.
That's that. I want to be that oracle. I want to be the oracle and not the architect.
Yes. Although, George Carlin was an interesting choice for that.
It's okay, but it worked, didn't it?
It did. At the time, it did.
Have you rewatched those?
Not recently.
I love those. And the new one, what was the fourth Matrix movie, or the fifth one if you include the Animatrix? What was the last Matrix movie called?
Hang on, I've probably got it down here.
Well,
It was. I know the one that you're talking about. They
wasn't Revelations.
They brought Neo and Trinity back.
Yes. Oh, we've lost Angela. She's just so polite. She's like going. She's got that face. Face on. Okay.
Heather says the Matrix concept scares her. I could see that, but
yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah. Peter J. Watts is here, and Peter, I believe, has got available on the Lulu store in his channel. You can get some of the images from the Anime Mundi as cards, as in that you can mail. Oh, Resurrections, there it is.
Resurrections, that's the one, which makes sense because they brought back Neo and Trinity.
And I love it. Heather brought up Alanis Morissette's God in
and Alan Rickman was Metatron in that.
And oh my God, what was the name of that movie? Dogma.
It was. I do have that movie,
and I love Dogma. Do you know what that is, Angela?
Oh yeah, I watched that one. I like that one.
It's usually the movie I like to watch around Easter time because it's so funny.
I enjoyed that movie. Yeah.
Yep.
Someday.
And that Alanis Morissette with God.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Callie Healer feels like they're living in the Matrix sometimes. Yeah. So I can identify with that.
So isn't this an interesting thing? So each of us do our magic in different ways. Does your magic take you out of time and space?
Yes.
Yeah, I lose track of days when I get to mixing herbs and rocks and all my other stuff. It just will take me out of time and space the way it is right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The Hypnocity, that movie with Alanis Morissette is Dogma, Dogma. And what's wonderful about that is the dogma that they're referencing is actually it's correct, and they're making fun of it. So,
and it has everyone you can think of in it. That movie does.
Yeah. Oh,
even Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, of course. Of course. And Peter said, greeting cards from Players Printer Studio, linked on his website. And we should be grateful he does not have a YouTube channel. Yeah, well. Maybe not. So yeah, I mean, it is nice. It's like when I'm doing readings, I will get pulled out of time and space because we were reading for over 2 hours last night when I was with Michelle Marie and Tanis, and it was that the connection was so legit. It was like, ooh, okay. It was good. Yes, Heather is adding in the Dogma can be graphic.
Yes, it can. It can be graphic. Yes, you're right.
Yes. And buddy Christ, because they were trying to PR the church.
Right.
And we were talking about that before we went live, is like, we think, for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
We think angels have better, what's the word?
PR.
Better PR people than demons. So what do you think? So, Wow. Okay. We have been talking for an hour and a half. Can you believe that? And did you finish your coffee, Angela? Or I mean, your tea,
Your tea,
your hyacinth tea,
Hibiscus.
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 No, I still
You
have.
had the right part of it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, here you go. As we get closer to the eclipse tomorrow, does it have any effect on your readings? It's a great question. Do you, either of you, pay attention to eclipses?
Yeah, I do. My day kind of went off the rails yesterday, and today is about the same.
Mm-hmm.
It can affect my readings, but I try to be aware of it and aware of the shift in the energy and take that into account. But it can affect the readings.
It can, and as I'm aware of these things more often, they start showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell it not to affect it. Hypnocity said the energy will take over, won't it? Okay, so I don't know if that's helpful. I mean, it can, yes. If it does. See, here's the thing. No, listen to me. Here's the thing. What you pay attention to is what you draw more in, and knowing about something, it's going to invariably show up. And so you can appreciate something and recognize it, but you can also put it on a shelf so it doesn't impact it. Deb is trying not to laugh.
I was going to tell you to get your soapbox, and then you got your soapbox.
Here I go. Okay. So Peter J. Watts has a great question. Does anyone have experience with wands? My granddaughter found this very interesting root, perhaps walnut, and I kept her from throwing it into the campfire. I cleaned it up and it kept charging. Julie held it and her whole body was buzzing. And I actually think, Peter, what you have there is a wand in the making. I think, yes, I've done a actually, Peter, I did a laugh and learn maybe 2 years ago about wands, where I talked with Chris Yao, Barely Balanced Tarot, and I don't know if Zane was with that, but that's a great way to. That's how I've gotten started a lot of my wands. Yeah, and Calla Lizzie is like a wand that really wants to be a wand for you. I love that.
Yep.
I love that. So, all right. Gosh, everybody, thank you for being here. Deb, what do you got coming up on your channel?
I am hosting Thayer next Tuesday, and I'm working on getting a new story uploaded.
Ooh, very nice. Angela, what do you got coming up?
Well, apparently I'm going to be planning to do shows on pendulums and playing cards.
And those can take as long as you need them to.
Okie doke.
So, but just do them.
I will.
You don't have any, I have your phone number. I can text you.
Yep.
So I'm with Richie tomorrow, Longman Tarot. And we're talking about kings because of the coronation is Saturday.
Yes.
Then on Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern, I have Allie from Heart and Soul Connected. We are going to be talking about oracle cards and using oracle cards. And and then I have what?
Allie really vibes with oracle cards.
Yes, so. Yes. And then everybody really needs to like and subscribe because I have a very, very special, very exciting show on Tuesday. And that's all I'm at liberty to say about it at this time. but you want to be there.
Okay.
You do. You do.
Yes.
So thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Even at the ungodly hour for you guys. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Bye, Jules Niner. Bye, Calla Lizzie. Yep. Bye. And yeah, Calla Lizzie, I'm not telling you what. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.